What we've got here is the Queen's Silver Jubilee, commemorated between 1952 and 1977 of her reign. And this particular piece says it's to certify that this is one of a limited edition of 2,500 commemorative plates.
That's correct. It belonged to my in-laws, and I have no idea why they bought them or when they bought them. It's one of several different pieces that we came across in the house.
What are you planning on doing with the money if you do sell it?
Well, my wife died 5 months ago.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And the things like these are objects, what we've got.
Yeah.
We agreed that they would be sold.
Yeah.
And the money would be distributed to the cancer fund. So the more I can get off you, then the more I can give to them.
Oh, so no pressure then?
No.
Well, it's a very nice thing to be looking to put the money towards, and I'd be very happy to contribute. But hopefully my offer will be one that you'll be pleased with. And if not, you always have the option of having a day out with David at the auction.
Yes.
Have you ever been to an auction before?
No.
No. Well, hopefully you won't have to. Have a go. 20, 40, 60, £80. Now, before you agree or disagree, the reason I've straight away put that down is that this is a solid silver piece.
Yes.
So in its own right, it is worth something just because it's made of silver. So £80 is my opening bid. How do you feel about that, Paddy?
Well, I'd feel a lot happier and better if there was a little bit more or a lot more on the table.
An awful lot more.
Yes.
If I put 90 on the table, how do you feel about that, Paddy?
I'd feel a little bit more. There's a little bit more on top of it.
And what do you mean by a little bit
Well,
more?
I'll let you know when you get there.
Okay. So if I take the 10 away and put 20, leaving me a little bit of profit, I think that's quite a fair bid. What do you think about that, Pad?
Well, I think if you put that other £10 back on top of that, I might consider it.
Well, as it's going to charity, and you're such a gentleman, I shall put 110 down. We've got a deal.
That's fine.
Thank you so much. Thanks, Paddy. Thanks for coming.
You too.
Our next seller is hoping for a roaring success with David Ford.
Little collection of what look like silver medallions, I guess. So, tell me, how did you come to own these?
They belonged to my stepmother, who she sadly passed away in September, and my dad decided to bring them to auction, and any money we raised, we're going to give to cancer research and the nurses.
Marvellous. Yes, I've had my own experiences with them, and they are absolutely wonderful. I mean, the thing is with this sort of thing is when people go out and buy these, they buy them from various companies that manufacture these things.
Yeah.
Jubilee. There'll be more coming out for the Queen's Jubilee this year. And there's sort of two good days. I mean, talking now commercially rather than about your charitable gesture you're going to make. There's two good days when you buy them. The day you buy them and the day you sell them, you know. Probably quite expensive when bought new.
Yeah.
Far more than face value.
Yeah.
But today, they're probably only worth, commercially, the value of the silver.
Right.
Seems sad because they're all nicely done.
They're beautiful.
I mean, I don't know quite who the manufacturer of these were, but they're obviously all solid silver, and they've got all these, what are called the Queen's beasts on them, etched into them. Now, a little earlier on, they were weighed for me, so I know what they weigh, so I know what they're worth in terms of their silver value.
Yeah.
And it's that, quite frankly, that I would be paying.
Okay.
So let's see where we can go with these, shall we? I'm basing this offer really on the scrap value. There's £200, and there's a further £20. Now that's the value if they go to melt.
Yes.
And there's a £20 because I really do believe in it, Macmillan, from me.
That's great.
So that's £240 I'll give you for those, which is just a bit over what they're worth. How do you feel about that, Kevin?
I feel that's quite a generous offer, actually, yes.
Do we have a deal?
I think we can have a deal on that. It's a great offer.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Kevin.
Another satisfied customer. Kevin walks away with a princely sum. All week we're celebrating the Queen's Diamond Jubilee, and we caught up with one person who certainly knows a thing or two about all things royal.
I'm Robin Hunt from Stockport. I'm a retired school teacher and I've been collecting royal memorabilia for the last 40 odd years. Mainly ephemera and small pieces of silver. I concentrate on things that are easy to handle and attractive to look at. I've been told that I can only have one room in the house to store all this memorabilia, so I keep it all in the dining room. The way I catalogue my items, if they're 3D items like brooches, jigsaw puzzles, I photograph them and put them in various reference books so that I needn't duplicate things. My favourite items are my collection of silver spoons commemorating Victoria's Golden and Diamond Jubilee. Silks, I've got a big collection of silks, and this is from the wedding of Charles and Diana. It's ostrich feathers mounted in silver, and of course the feathers of the Prince of Wales, and it's a most attractive and most unusual souvenir. One of the rarest items that I've got is this coronation programme for William IV, printed on satin. It was given by the Garter King of Arms to one of his friends, and it says this is the only one which has not been issued to members of the royal family. My collection's got me into trouble, but only domestically, because when the postman arrives with packets and parcels, I try to get to the door first before my wife. If she gets there first, I'm afraid tempers get a wee bit frayed. The monetary side of the collection doesn't really bother me at all. It's the love of collecting, the interest that I get from the collection, and if I've got to save up for it and do without things, I'll do that. I don't think we'll ever be without the royal family. They're so much above politics. I think they'll continue on into the far distant future.